Welcome back, guys. We are going to be doing the Ninja 400 clutch switch installation. We're going to talk about the clutch switch, what it does, its purpose, and yeah, we'll get into that installation, so we'll be back. Alright, so my Ninja 400 currently has a broken clutch switch. So let's just turn this on. Now, as you can see right there, I'm in first gear. So if my clutch switch was fine, I should be able to hold the clutch in and push the button. But in this case, nothing happens because the clutch switch is broken. So it's a fail-safe, so you don't start the bike accidentally while it's in gear. So we're going to go ahead and install that clutch switch and we'll take a look at it. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is loosen off your cables, because we're going to take this whole lever off. So just want to loosen that off there. And then the next thing we want to do is undo the nut holding that bolt. And then take this bolt out here. Alright, so that's that. Alright, so we've loosened that off there. Now the clutch lever will pop out like that, and we can slide the cable and that whole thing comes out like that. So we're just going to rest it just here. Now the next thing we need to do, or what I like to do, is I'll use a little bit of double-sided tape. I'm actually going to cut that in half. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick one part just there and the other part just there. So, because we're going to loosen this and spin this whole thing around, so I want to make sure when I put it back to where it was, it's basically in the same area. So it just makes things easier. So we'll get a 10mm spanner. Alright, so that you don't need to loosen it that much. Now we're going to spin that around. Now that's where the clutch switch goes, right on this part here. So let's get our clutch switch. Now that's the clutch switch right there. First we have to make sure we've got it around the right way. And that looks perfect. So we'll grab our screws. Now I had to actually find some screws online because I actually lost the screws that came with the broken one. I was pretty sure I tightened them up in there, but the vibrations might have loosened them because I didn't tighten them enough, so there was a bit of wait for the screws, but we got there in the end. Screw those in. Now how I broke my clutch switch originally was the first set of levers that I bought, they were actually the wrong ones. So the model was correct, but however the manufacturing part, they were too thick. So when I was putting it into the side part here, it was too stiff and it actually broke the clutch switch. So that was really annoying. Now that screwdriver is not good enough. Let's grab a better one. Alright, that's pretty solid. So here's our clip that goes in to the clutch switch, like so. Now I just want to line that back up there. Alright, now we just reverse everything. Now this is the crucial part, so we don't re-damage our clutch switch. So you put the cable back through there, Now, as you can see, the clutch switch is just there. If I press on it, that's the clutch switch just there. So putting this in, you have to be very careful. Oop. So this is more of a fiddly job than anything. Alright, so bringing that in. Right, like that. Pop our bolt through. And then pop the bottom knot on. Which again is another fiddly job. Alright, now when tightening these bolts up, the clutch is nice and easy there, so you just want to tighten it up and make sure that clutch doesn't stick in the process of tightening it. See, that is a little bit sticky there. Yeah, that's better. And then there's not much give in that. So we're going to tighten these back up now. Alright, so I'm in first gear right now. We're going to go ahead and start the bike in first gear with the clutch in. So there you have it, clutch switch for the Ninja 400 installed.